Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We are ready to head out, and I think I do want to deal with Valerie and Jathal's quests. So probably we'll replace Amiri with Jathal because I think they fill similar roles in the party. Probably I should take out some of the others just to get more experience using some of the others. But who? Maybe we'll replace Jubilost with Octavia. I think they fill similar enough roles. Just so we can get some more... use some of the other characters. I still feel like Valerie has to be there as our frontline tank. I don't think that Tristan is as good of a cleric, like for healing. And Reg is hard to fit into a party because he's a frontliner, but he's not very tanky. Hopefully, as he gets more into Dragon Disciple, that'll change. Maybe. But he's hard to use. Anyway, I think we'll go with this party for a while. So we're heading up to the sycamore tree. Right? I don't know if there's anything of interest to see on the way. Probably not, because we already cleared that out. Yeah. I guess it's just a straight shot there. And we did already rest. Yeah. And so we're looking for a boar that was killed with a dagger in it still. So any guesses of where that would be? I don't remember. Investigate my death. The traveling merchant Eneo claims that he found Jathal's dagger in a dead boar's carcass near the old sycamore. Just near, which I'm guessing means in the area, but it's possible it means like actually up near the tree itself. Where did that lead? That leads to the depths. Fine. Just seeing as we're wondering if I'm seeing any boar carcasses. Is this it? Roots previously blocking the way were pulled apart by magic or some mechanism. No. Okay, just ordinary trash I don't care about. Well, looks like we haven't fully explored right up here. Not that I'm expecting us to find anything. No. So, somewhere on this map. Lovely. We still haven't taken care of this either. I suppose we could look into that as sort of a preview for going back to Candlemere. Okay, we could check over here where the warg was. I guess I don't know where exactly where the merchant might have been is what I was going to say, but this looks like a boar that's out of place. Jathal approached the boar's carcass, carefully examining the ground around it. See? There should be a pool of blood, but it's not here. It seems the beast came from somewhere else, already wounded, and then died here. But I can't track the direction. The ground is rocky. It would take a troll to leave footprints here. Jathal inspects the wounds on the boar's neck. The cuts are distinctive, like the kind my dagger would make, It has a few deep serrations on one side of the blade, so it would wounds like a sawtoothed weapon on that side. So far everything backs up the half-elf story, but how can we find the one who stabbed the boar? There's not much blood around the wound. Looks like it was inflicted once the blood had already curdled, after the beast's death, not before. Astute. As for the wound, it's all very strange. We need more information. Or nature. Dissection of the carcass might help. Perhaps we'll learn something new. Or perception. We should carefully examine everything around here. If the boar was already wounded when it came here, there must be a trail of blood somewhere. We can try dissecting it first. Then we can look elsewhere for a trail of blood. But if they're saying that the dagger wound was after the beast died, so presumably someone killed the boar somewhere else, used the dagger to mark it up, and then dropped it here, already dead. Or they found the boar dead here from some other wounds, and then just stabbed the dagger into it. Let's do some dissection. Jathal nods and slowly unpacks the tools and items one needs for such work. Together, you bend over the carcass of the wild boar. At first, the dissection doesn't provide any details until you note the small water plants in the boar's stomach. They are also stuck to its muzzle and tusks. It seems that the beast was near water recently, otherwise the duckweed in its stomach would already be digested. The nearest source of water is the Thorn River, and plants like that grow along its backwaters. Let's go there and search the shore. Jathal suddenly smiles with the corner of her mouth. She does it in a strange, almost convulsive manner, as if her undead face had long ago forgotten the expression. How amusing. To look for evidence, to seek connection between events, as before during my service in Kionin. However, this is the first time I've played the victim. Thorn River Bank has been revealed, okay? So we've got a direction to go. I guess I do want to give this another shot. We were many levels lower last time, and we got demolished. So I don't think we can pre-buff because it attacks in the night. Let's just drop down a save. We can buff afterwards. And you have energy resistance, right? Yes. So we can have him cast that on us. Do we have any sort of resist fear as a buff for everyone? I don't think so. Because that was one of the problems we ran into last time as well, is that people kept running off. We have Unbreakable Heart that we could cast on one person. Oh well, let's just give it a shot and see how it goes. Your fear tastes so delicious. Oh, no, do not do that. Let's buff. Which I'm sure these are all set up wrong. Yeah. Canera, you are not a frontliner, but I've already clicked the button. Your range damage. Jathal is a frontliner. Octavia's range damage. And then, yeah. Oh well. People are going to get some wrong buffs. So we close that. And then Harem, you cast protection from energy, electricity, or resist energy. Do you have to click a party? I don't think so. Please don't miss, everyone.
Taste my fury.
Alright. Frontliners, allow other frontliners to get into the fight. Yeah, We have a giant Octavia in the back. Brilliant, team. Harem, I guess we need Valerie to move forward so that Harem can get involved.
Let us strike as one.
Repent.
Have none of us even hit it, although it's missing us. Seriously. Viscount Smolderburn has an AC of 33. You have a plus 17. I don't want to deal with the math, but you should be able to hit on occasion. His touch AC is only 27. You've only got a plus 8. Well, that is pretty terrible compared to plus 17. Okay, most people have like 7 or 8. Yeah, we have not even hurt you. And then someone hit and did 0 damage. No. Viscount Smolderburn hit and did 0 damage to our wolf. Oh, that 25 is on Smolderburn. I think. Yeah. We're getting there. Why is it doing no damage to the wolf? Oh, because it's just trying to do little bits of energy damage, electricity damage, that we're reducing. Go team. Well done. No reward? Can we loot you? Can you guys get off of it so I can click on it? Move team. There you go. Just a diamond. Well, I won't say no to that. And then I guess we could camp again. No need to. We have now cleared out this threat. There is still the shambling mound over here somewhere that was more a victim and doesn't seem to be actually trying to hurt anyone. So I'm leaving it alone. But we could take care of it as well. I guess while we're here, let's just grab all the trash because we are planning to head towards Oleg's. And that's worth a little bit of coin. Front of her bank, and it does look like it's on this side of the river.
I'm there.
So it's a boar from here that somehow ended up there. So the question is, was it killed here and then carried there? Or did it get injured here and then wander all the way there itself with the knife in its side? We don't think so, because it looks like the wounds it received. Yeah, it looks like it received those wounds after death, the knife wounds. Clearly there's something there. So we will check out other areas first. Yeah, someone trapped this area.
I did as you asked.
Thank you. Hi, young elves.
Done and done. I did as you asked.
Lots of young elves.
In due time.
What's our formation looking like? Not bad. That's bad. Let's get you up more towards the front, Jathal. No, that's her. She's found us. Monster, we knew that you would always thirst for blood. You will not take our lives easily.
To victory!
Huh. They think that she came here specifically to hunt them. But we're here because it looks like, at least to me, it looked like someone used her knife as a threat. Like you leave her weapon in a carcass in the assumption that she'll find it as a warning or something. Anyway, all of you go there except the ranged characters, which shouldn't be Jathal. Let's have you guys start focusing on
Burn. This
the
will
long range characters, particularly since it looks like you're going to throw an alchemy like a bomb. That's never fun for any of us. Alright, Jathal, anything you want to say about why a bunch of elves thought you came here to kill them? Jathal freezes in front of the dead elven girl. It's hard to read anything on the Inquisitor's face, but her posture suggests tension. The trembling force of a tightly stretched bowstring. What a lovely child, and she looks so like my Norellara. Even death could not twist her beauty. Nortellara. Hello? With a blank look in her eyes, Jathal passes a hand over the girl's body. The feeling of an oppressive force, cold and painful, becomes nearly physical. A convulsion passes through the body of the dead elven girl. With a quiet moan, turning into a cry, the corpse opens her eyes and rises. Jathal looks at her in amazement, as if she's surprised by what she has done. Jathal, what is this? Or Knowledge Arcana. Animating the dead, I had no idea you could do that. What foul witchcraft is this? Animating the dead, I had no idea you could do that. Is this just speak with dead? Or have you actually raised a zombie out of one of your attackers? Animating the dead, I had no idea that you could do that. I never knew this side of my power. Something has awakened in me. The ability to share Urgathoa's gift. Jathal studies her newly created undead with the look of a sculptor contemplating her creation. Withering under this stare, the undead girl begins to tremble. What have you done to me? What is this? I saved you from oblivion. You in all your beauty, foolish child. Now you bear Urgathoa's gift, just as I. You are undead, if you prefer the word used by uncomprehending narrow minds. No, it's better I follow my friends into death than to become a disgusting undead creature. An unnaturally strong convulsion shakes the girl's body. She glares at you. I beg you for mercy. She doesn't have a heart, but you're different. You still live. Let me die. Put me out of my misery. Why did you attack us? Or Jathal, what are you going to do with this poor girl? Why did you attack us? So, a lot of undead are just necromantically animated bodies, but the soul is not contained. So like a zombie doesn't still have its mind, its soul. Then you have like the spirits that don't have bodies. There are some undead like vampires and a few others, including like some of the undead we saw in the cursed village where the witch was down south, where there was a zombie who did still remember things. So I guess that's a thing that does happen. Yeah, why did you attack us? I'd like to know more before we put you out of your misery. I don't think I'm going to leave Jathal permanently having an unwilling and unhappy undead zombie servant. Why'd you attack us? The wide eyes of the elven girl are filled with confusion. We only meant to protect ourselves. The Wanderer warned us that this monster was chasing us. The elf points at the icy calm Jathal. He told us that she sought new sacrifices. Everyone in Keonan knows that she killed elves for the sake of her damned goddess, and still she managed to get away with it, walked freely into exile. If we had known that she would track us down, we would never have left the forests of our homeland. Who was this wanderer who claimed Jathal was chasing you? So you left the forests of your homeland to come here to escape from Jathal, who was already here? Because a wanderer claimed that she was going to kill you. Because surely everyone knows she's nowhere near Keonan. If you stayed in Keonan, you'd be fine. Who was the wanderer that claimed that Jathal was chasing you? We knew him as Wanderer, but it's only a nickname. I do not know what his true name is. He is a half-elf. My friends knew him. They said that he has a wanderer's soul that takes him from one place to another. I've seen him a couple of times in Keonan, and recently I've seen him on the road. He caught up with us to warn us of the danger. He has brown hair, yellow-green eyes, like a cat. Please, I don't know anything else. Release me. Every moment in this lifeless body drives me mad. Jathal, what are you going to do with this poor girl? I will not harm her, and I will not let her harm herself. She is frightened and does not understand the gift she just received. Elves live long lives, but they are still subjects of time. Only Urgathoa's gift can shield them from it. Eternal life, eternal youth, eternal immortal beauty. Can anything else be compared to this? Jathal says the last words thoughtfully, as if the answer is not entirely clear to her. You mentioned already that by turning undead, you lost a lot of the passions you had in life. That was the trade-off. So, for someone who doesn't care about eternal life, youth, and beauty, and is instead forced to become something where they lose touch with all the things they cared about, it would be torture. Just so they can keep a youth that they may not even want. I hope, Jathal, that you feel sorry for the senseless death of this unfortunate girl and wish to help her in your way, and you're not just entertaining yourself, as you usually do. Why would someone prolong the senseless agony of being when one can be finished with it once and for all? I do not like this. Harem shakes his head in condemnation. Yeah. Someone who's all about the end coming and essentially entropy. To deal with another being whose god is all about preserving things permanently, forever. Endless youth, endless beauty. Neutral evil. I've made my decision. The girl should not die. Being undead is better than being dead. For chaotic good, I've made my decision. You shall allow the poor girl to die, Jathal. This is her wish. Plus, for some eternity, it might not be a gift. Yeah. Like, I would say most cases, being alive is better than being dead. Death is permanent, and so, like, yeah, even if you're unhappy with your circumstances, circumstances can change. But undead versus dead, I don't know that I would guarantee that undead is always better than being dead. Now, just because she currently doesn't like it, like in the fresh moment when it's just happened, that doesn't necessarily mean that long term she wouldn't grow to care, to agree with this decision in the same way that Jathal has. So someone whose immediate reaction is to reject it doesn't necessarily mean that, because death is permanent. But I guess in Pathfinder, you have actual proof of an actual afterlife where people go to the gods based on their actions. And this is a provable fact. I'm not going to get into debates about people's religious views of our reality. But in the Pathfinder universe, it's a known fact. And in that case, it's like, okay, there are people who would just like to go to the rest they've earned with their god. And being forced to live forever as an undead where all of your passions are gone. We're going the chaotic good option. That's already the alignment I've been aiming for. I understand the perspective of, I don't want someone to be dead who hasn't necessarily done anything deserving of it. It's like, I'd love to give her another chance. But maybe not as an undead. You should allow the poor girl to die, Jaethal. This is her wish, plus for some, eternity might not be a gift. Okay. I was thinking just take the gift back from her and let her die, not explode her. Jaethal frowns. I cannot disobey my patron and master of these lands. However, I hope that you will not make a habit of disposing of valuable resources like that. Such waste is bad for both the ruler and her subjects. I do not know who to believe in this story. Did the merchant deceive us, or is the girl lying? I'm sure that someone laid a false track straight to the elven camp and convinced the elves that we were hunting them. Everything points to this. I guess the question is, the merchant... Did the merchant that we saw, Eneo, does he have brown hair and yellow-green eyes like a cat? But no, I believe the girl's story. But maybe that's just my assumption with the idea of speak with dead, where typically they don't lie to you. Versus she is technically capable of lying. But it seemed honest. I'm sure someone laid a false track straight to the elven camp and convinced the elves that we were hunting them. Everything points to this. And we know who did this, do we not? A sudden appearance, a dagger, a false trail. The half-blood will have many questions to answer. I'll start with, why did you kill me? And finish with, how pathetic do you feel now, having failed twice to send me to oblivion? I mean, I don't think that we know that it's Eneo. If Eneo really deceived both us and these elves, forcing us to shed innocent blood, then he must be made to pay. True. I respect cunning and intrigue, but anyone who tries to use them against me will deeply regret it. Neutral evil, the elves deserve to die, but naivete and stupidity alone are good enough reasons to kill them. No, no, no. We cannot be sure of anything. Let's go to the capital and talk to Eneo again. No, I think if he actually was the one behind it and forced us to shed innocent blood, like if he pitted us against each other, because the outcome of this was guaranteed. They were not going to be able to fight us. So he was basically setting them up to die. Whoever did this. And if it was Eneo, then he must be made to pay. Whoever it was must be made to pay. You see, now we both have something to ask the Half-Blood about. This will be amusing. Let us hurry to the capital. Yeah. I'm still not sure yet that it was Eneo. Elven Curve Blade +1. Camping supplies, nice.
Do not falter. Follow if you dare.
But before we go back to the capital, we're going to go to Oleg. Alright, let's get our party organized in a sensible manner, which is Octavia not in front, and then take you out. Try and get more meat, because obviously, as we discussed last time, when I realized I have like 20 pounds of meat on me, I don't have enough. Alright, let's just head down here. Make our way to Oleg's. so we can deal with Valerie's story. Alright. That does look about the fastest route. We'll need to camp at some point.
I need to catch my breath.
Random encounter. This should be pretty quick because it's probably just basic bandits. Or maybe kobolds. Oh, goblins.
This unworthy.
Alright, goblin sentry. Have fun.
If you dare.
Oh,
What a waste.
got another goblin over here that I nearly missed. Wow, level 1 goblins. Why are you trying to fight us? So those were goblin sentries. Are there...
I'm there.
No? Just a goblin sentry and a goblin archer? All alone in this stretch of the woods?
Adventures can wait.
Alright, I don't know that you're ever going to get fatigued, so we will camp here. I could push on to Oleg's. We can rest at his trading post. We'll be super exhausted by then. No, because I don't know when the event kicks off with Valerie. It might be as soon as we arrive, and I don't want to be exhausted then. Let's camp, actually. Even though we can rest there. Right, we don't have a Miri anymore. So, she's our typical hunter. You can hunt. I guess, is there anyone else better? Might remove you? There you go. No. So you're by far the best hunter. For camouflage, you. Who do we have that cooks? No one. Perfect. You have amazing perception. There. Terrible cooking, but that's fine.
Submit. Submit to the inevitable. Open your souls to Grotus. Renounce the illusion of hope. And embrace the despair my faith promises.
When I still served Shalyn, my codex prohibited me from attacking first. Fortunately, I serve Shalyn no longer. Think on this, Harem, before you preach your depressing sermons to me again.
I was expecting more conversation between Harem and Jathal because of their very different viewpoints of the inevitable end versus eternal youth. It'll probably still happen. Alright, but I think we'll end the episode here. Next time we'll head into Oleg's trading post to deal with Valerie's storyline, where she... what was it? A paladin from her order is arriving to convince her of the mistake of leaving the Order of Shalyn, and is sure that if we hand her over, she'll just willingly go, because she's surely realized that she made a mistake leaving. So yeah, we'll look into that next time. For now, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.